But before stepping inside this gate, they had to pass through the fire of the entry test, which shook not just the body but the very soul of a cultivator. Just then, Master Delin's serious and heavy voice echoed in Linley's ears. "Linley, look closely. This test is not just about physical strength, it is the real test of your spiritual power and mental strength. When that harsh magical formation falls upon you, it will try its best to completely break your willpower. But remember, even if every single part of your body screams, do not give up." After the failed test of another boy, it was now Linley's turn. First, he was brought before a magical crystal ball. As soon as he placed his hand on the crystal, the entire hall was filled with 3 different lights. Not 1, not 2, but 3 wondrous colors. Fire, earth and wind flashed together with full intensity. The astonishment was clearly visible in the eyes of the masters present there. They had understood that this boy was no ordinary cultivator. But the real test was yet to come. Linley was made to stand right under that terrifying magical formation, and then, as that heavy cosmic pressure crashed down upon him in a single flash, he felt as if a massive mountain had been placed on his chest, crushing him into the ground. His bones began to crack from within, and a terrible pain arose, which was beyond the capacity of any ordinary child to bear. But at that moment, it was not the pain in Linley's mind but the broken hopes of his father Hog Baruch, and the dream that he had handed over to Linley with tears in his eyes. With a scream inside him, he said, "I will not bow down." A commotion broke out among the masters of the academies. A master from one academy shouted, "Linley, come to our academy. We will completely waive your fees and reward you with 1,000 gold coins every year." Another master immediately stepped forward and said, "We will give you the rarest treasures and artifacts in the world, just come to us." Here, the pressure was at its peak, and finally, with tremendous passion, Linley stood firmly on both his feet, and he shattered the pressure of the formation. The headmaster of the Ernst Academy said with extreme pride, "When a human makes his purpose bigger than his pain, no power in this universe can force him to bow down. Today you have proven before the entire world that your determination is stronger than a rock. Welcome to the Ernst Academy." And saying this, he extends his hand towards Linley. Linley's dream was about to come true, and the attendant of the Baruch family danced with joy. Without wasting any time, Linley took the hand of the Ernst Academy teacher and said, "Thank you, master." Meanwhile, the loyal soldier from the castle rushed back to Linley's father Hog, and gasping for breath, he said, "Linley has done something wonderful. He has successfully secured admission into the Ernst Academy." Hearing this, a spark of life returned to his father's eyes. Placing the admission letter near the portrait of Linley's mother, he says, "If only you were here today. Look, our child has taken his first step on the ladder of success. And no matter what happens, I will definitely find you one day." This means, friends, there is a deep suspenseful backstory regarding Linley's mother, which we will get to see in the upcoming episodes. So friends, this grand view of the Ernst Academy is truly special and magnificent, where Linley Baruch had finally arrived after taking his admission. Thousands of talented disciples were present all around, and seeing this luxurious and magical atmosphere, Linley was getting deeply excited from within. Just then, Master Delin emerges from inside his Coiling Dragon ring and says, "Wow, Linley, this place looks exactly the same as I saw it nearly 1,000 years ago. Time passed, centuries went by. I have been here 1,000 years ago too, but the shine and dignity of this academy are still exactly the same." In the meantime, Linley receives a letter there from his father, Hog Baruch. As soon as he opens that letter, his father's profound words appear before him. "Son Linley, merely getting admission into the Ernst Academy is not your real success. Real success will come when you stand on your own feet in this massive place and begin your true journey, where you will encounter dangerous people from every corner of the world who practice hard training day and night. You will get the chance to meet and compete with these new individuals, and it is while being among them that you have to achieve our lost destination, so that the lost honor of our Baruch clan can be restored once again." Linley says to himself, "I will not disappoint you, father." Suddenly, a strange commotion breaks out nearby. In fact, a simple new student was walking ahead in his excitement, when a wealthy and arrogant boy abruptly stopped him. That wealthy boy was none other than an influential elite of this academy, young Master Rand. His companions began beating the poor student, shouting, "How dare you, beggar, block the path of our young master? Don't you know who he is? Then, the arrogant young master stops his friends with a wave of his hand, and launches a fire attack directly at the poor student's private part. The boy screams in agony, and the young master laughs, saying, "If you ever block my path next time, this will be your fate." Linley cannot tolerate this injustice. He walks straight up and stands right in front of that arrogant boy, Rand, and says in a firm, sharp voice, "Do you have any brains inside you at all? Aren't you doing a bit too much?" Hearing Linley's tone, Rand loses his temper completely. He looks at Linley from head to toe and says with full attitude, "Hey kid, from which corner have you jumped around and reached here? Do you even know who I am and what my status is?" All the new disciples standing around started whispering among themselves upon seeing this scene, but just then a sensible friend of the young master whispers softly into his ear, "Young master, please calm down. Look, the eyes of many senior masters and professors are on this entire ground right now. If even a slight mistake happens on our part here, your reputation will be ruined in front of the masters. So it would be best for us to quiet down this matter right here." Hearing his friend's advice, the arrogant Rand swallows his anger, points his finger towards Linley and says, "Today you got saved because of your luck. But remember, you have to live inside this Ernst Academy for years to come, so beware of me." Saying this, he stomps his feet and walks away with his henchmen. According to the Academy rules, Linley was allotted a room where he comes face to face with an extremely agile boy named Yale. Yale's name was certainly a bit unusual, but he had a very pure heart. The moment Yale sees Linley, he smiles in a warm, friendly manner and says, "Oh, so you are my new roommate, right? Listen, brother, from today onward you are my real brother. I am clearing out all this old junk from here so we can make a fresh start. If you ever need anything in the future, just remember this brother of yours, and I will help you in every possible way." They both start chatting, and Yale says, "We are going to live under the same roof for at least 10 years, 20 years, or maybe even 40 years. Yale continues, "Look, brother, if you want to complete your graduation from this Ernst Academy, the absolute strictest rule here is that you must become at least a level 6 magician. And for a normal cultivator, it takes a minimum of a full 10 years just to become a level 6 magician." Linley thinks to himself, 10 years? Our family's financial condition is already so fragile. In such a situation it won't be right for me to trouble father for such a long period. Seeing Linley under stress, Master Delin speaks from inside his ring in a low, muffled voice. "Don't be afraid. All this is for ordinary boys, Linley. I am standing right here with you, a living Saint Realm Grand Magus. I will accelerate your cultivation speed so much that you will become a level 6 magician in no time." While their conversation is still going on, the bedroom door opens once again, and another boy steps inside. He looked very calm and sophisticated, and he introduced himself as George. George says, "Hello friends, I am George, a water magician. I have brought a small welcome gift for both of you brothers, I hope you like it." Saying this, George hands a unique brooch to Yale, and then looks toward Linley. A deep respect was clearly visible in his eyes for Linley, and he says, "Friend, I know all about you. I know that you are the descendant of the great Dragonblood warrior clan." Saying this, he gives Linley his real gift, which was a magical testing sphere. George explains that through this, you can test your elemental power at any time. Just then, the fourth roommate enters the room suddenly, who was very funny by nature, and his name was Reno. Looking at Reno, George says, "Hey Reno, you come from the strongest warrior family of the Yulan continent, right? The ones who are the pride of the O'Brien Empire?" Reno smiles with great pride and says, "Yes, absolutely brother, you recognized me." After this, Reno respectfully sees off his grandfather, saying, "Grandpa, now you can return without any worries. I will live happily with these new friends of mine." Linley smiles and introduces his pet mouse to all three of his friends. On the very first day of admission, their friendship becomes so deep that it felt as if they were brothers separated for years. The next day, Linley arrives inside the classroom to attend his very first magic class. We see Linley putting his absolute entire soul into practicing wind element control in the class. Then Master Delin says to Linley, "Do this carefully because it is not easy in the beginning, but you can make a lot of progress in it in just a few days." Right then their eyes fall upon a girl named Delia. That girl was able to control the wind element with incredible neatness. Suddenly, the teacher, Trey, makes a dramatic entry there and immediately demands silence, threatening everyone. "I want absolute discipline in my class." Teacher Trey's harsh voice echoes through the entire hall. "Silence! I am someone who follows extremely strict rules in my teaching. I am the master teacher of the wind element power here at Ernst Academy. The power of the wind element is considered to be the absolute fastest and most agile." Teacher Trey continues. "Today, in this first class, I am going to test the basic wind element power and control of all of you. Using your wind element power, you have to create an invisible and sharp slash right in the air, with whose strike you can cut an object." Saying this much, Teacher Trey waves his hand in the air, and in the blink of an eye, a terrifying wind blade is formed in mid-air, leaving the entire class completely stunned. Teacher Trey dissolves the blade and calls the girl sitting next to Linley Dahlia up to the stage to demonstrate her wind element control. That girl gets up without any hesitation and with full confidence, standing right on the stage. It was clear from the teacher's intentions that he did not particularly like Dahlia's progress, and for some reason, he was unhappy with Dahlia's background. He deliberately intimidated Dahlia with his power, causing Linley along with the entire class to grow anxious for a moment. As he leaves, he warns that no one should try to act like a big shot in front of him. The teacher's hint here was specifically aimed at Dahlia and Linley. We are not told the reason behind this resentment, but friends, this is going to be extremely interesting moving forward.